Colin Kaepernick raised $4 million for his new app called Lumi. What is Lumi? It is an app that generates comic books from end to end, meaning you can make your own comic book just by typing in a prompt and and finishing it just with the prompt, and you can monetize that comic book on that app. Now, I've seen a lot of hoopla about what's going on. Obviously, a lot of artists hate AI art. They hate the idea of AI. I understand. I get it. One artist by the name of, I think, Kari Rudolph had a conversation with Colin Kaepernick and told him that, hey, what you're doing is going to hurt us. Colin Kaepernick told Kari that he wants to get rid of the gatekeepers in the comic industry. Well, Kari responded with saying, well, you're going to get rid of the gatekeepers like me in the comic book industry who worked hard in order to get to where they are at. Now, there's a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas, and I have a question for the artists at the end of this video. Please watch. Now, Colin said that he's trying to get rid of the gatekeepers in the comic industry. And a lot of people think that tech bros got into Colin's head, telling him, hey, this is the way to go. This is how you're going to make money. Blase, 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 blah. But a lot of people don't understand. Colin Kaepernick don't give a fuck about no money. When he told another black man that he wants to get rid of the gatekeeping in the comic industry, I wonder what that could mean. Now, before AI was ever a thing, the comic book industry had a major problem. And if you are cishet, straight, white dude, you wouldn't see it, nor would you care. But if you're anything other than that, you would get it. The comic book industry had a nepotism, classism, racism, sexism, ableism, homophobic problem way before AI ever became a thing. I wonder if that's what Colin Kaepernick is talking about. Now, does this hurt artists? Yes. God, yes, it does. However, if AI disappeared tomorrow, does all of those isms go away in the comic book industry? You want to know what I noticed? Is that when AI showed up, all of these gatekeepers were the loudest people, especially the ones who do not say for a wombat. I noticed that they were the loudest in the crowd. But these are the same gatekeepers who are gatekeeping the industry from other artists. Because we like to pretend that art is purely on merit, that you do it all by yourself. And reality, it's not. It's not a merit-based career. It isn't. Because you could look at some people's art and be like, how the fuck did they get that? And you can look at some people's art and be like, damn, that's dope. You also could see that some people hire their friends. You can also see a whole bunch of other inequities. Is that a real word? You can see a whole bunch of inequities in the processes into hiring artists in the comic industry. I've experienced racism the moment I graduated with my bachelor's degree. The moment. Again, the way I see all of this is the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And who is my enemy in all of this? Because if AI comes, it snatches a job that I would have never been able to get to begin with, because I do black comics that are unapologetically black, and I've been told to my face that they are not marketable to the market worldwide or market-wide, or it's a niche thing. And we're just pretending like Black Panther wasn't the most popular comic book movie outside of the Endgame movies. We're just gonna pretend like that wasn't a thing. Inequity. If AI was not there, would I still be able to pitch my comic book, my mainly black comic book that is unapologetically black, with black stories and black problems and black language, black culture and hip hop? Would I still be able to pitch that to a Netflix or Amazon and them not cite the fact that white people would not be into this as a reason they would not be able to move forward? No, that's what you're going to get. I've not met a black creator who've created a novel or comic book series or a screenplay where they pitched it and they were told that, hey, this is not marketable. It's too black. I've not met one person who hasn't experienced that. I have. AI being there hurts me. AI not being there also hurts me. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I've heard a lot of people say he could have taken $4 million and invested that into some people of color creators. You're right. He definitely could have done that. But would that have changed the industry? Would the gatekeepers still be there or not? The gatekeepers would still be there. You would still have to deal with that middleman in order to go mainstream. They would still be there. $4 million, as much as people like to go crazy about, is not a lot of money when it comes to trying to make money in the industry and try to tell stories within the industry, trying to go mainstream, because that's the best way to make money in order to get returns and to keep on doing it over and over again. Because otherwise you're just taking a huge risk and dropping that money, and then it may or may not give you returns. That is, right? If you understand investing. So again, it hurts me. If it's not there, I'm still hurt, because those isms still exist in the comic book industry. And you expect me to want to fight with these gatekeepers in order to preserve a system that doesn't work out for me or a lot of us. Now, this is not going to stop me from making my comic book. This is not going to stop me from talking about comic books. This is not going to stop me from loving comic books. I'm probably not even going to pay attention to that app as is. However, I think it's a little hypocritical to be one of these gatekeepers and be mad about AI when you admitted you are a gatekeeper. By the way, black people can be gatekeepers too in the comic book industry. As a matter of fact, in the media industry, we always hear about that one rule that it could only be one black person at a time. We've heard Kevin Hart talk about it. We've heard Cat Williams talk about it. It's the same in the comic book industry. And remember, this is the same industry that stopped the very first black comic book creator, publisher, Orrin C. Cromwell, from ever publishing all Negro comics again, because he had a black character punching a white man protecting African resources. Ooh, that sounds familiar, don't it? All right, so I just wanted to talk about that as a comic book creator. I don't know who's my actual enemy, because the people who are fighting for artists right now are really just fighting for themselves. They don't give a goddamn fuck. Before AI showed up, these same people did not care about these other artists, because all they see other artists is as competition. So they gatekeep. They make sure their friends get in. They don't care about merit. They don't care how good you are. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck how great you write. You know, if you go and look at black writers who have worked for like Marvel or Disney or whatever, let's take Ta-Nehisi Coates. Before Ta-Nehisi Coates graced his presence onto Black Panther, he was already a published, awarded author. There are a lot of black creators, artists, both writers and visual artists, who, if you look at when they get their shot, they are overqualified for that shot, versus there are people who get chances taken upon them who don't look like me. That exists. So again, I'm not sure whether I should be upset about the Colin Kaepernick with the comic book and the AI art stuff, or should I be upset about the industry that created that and made that possible, that made essentially that happen just by gatekeeping. Ciao.